you guys? Welcome back to the Patreon. In today's video, we are going to be discussing Jeffree Star. Now, on the back of this freaking billing statement, I wrote down all the things about Jeffree Star that have kind of happened in the past, like 4 days. Now, the reason why this is going up on Patreon is because I vowed to myself to not make any videos on my main channel about Jeffree Star this year. And the reason why I made that vow to myself is I don't want to talk about that man on my main channel. I just don't. Because for what? For what? The same people are going to watch it and either agree with me or disagree with me. Like, nothing comes out of making huge videos about Jeffree Star. These people don't care. As I was doing my research for this video, I figured out that these people don't care because you guys, there were so many people under the comments of people like saying what Jeffree Star is doing who don't care. So here's my thing. If you don't care about him being mean, if you don't care about him being racist, and if you don't care about him being linked to pedophiles, or you don't care about him himself being a predator, then what exactly do you care about? What do you care about? When does it become you just look stupid? I just wish these people would say they just don't care. Because the problem is, with the people who are saying that they don't want to hear it, they're not just saying they don't care. They're not just saying, hey, there is little to nothing that Jeffree Star could do to make me dislike him. Because if they just said that, then it would just be left at that. Like, these people just like Jeffree Star, and it's going to be left at that. There's nothing more to say because there wouldn't be anything else to say. There wouldn't be anything else to say if y'all just admit it. Y'all are going to root for him no matter what. But no, y'all aren't going to do that, and there it is. Now, when this took off, let me tell you what Jeffree Star likes to do. And notice it. Notice it every time Jeffree Star gets into something. He's going to start giving away money. Jeffree Star gives away money like it is freaking gum. Like, if he just wants you to somewhat like him, he is going to begin to give away money. So when the first accusations came out that there was some inappropriate behavior in the Jeffree Star camp, in the Jeffree Star friend group, he didn't say anything. He just saw that the rumblings were there. The rumblings were there, and people wanted Jeffree Star to explain himself. People wanted Jeffree Star to explain why he was friends with these people. Why does it seem like he is okay with his friends engaging in illegal activities with minors? We're wondering this. We are all wondering this. And he doesn't say anything. And of course, in true Jeffree Star fashion, he throws money at it. Jeffree Star decides to throw money at it. Here for the tea, y'all know my girl here for the tea. She put up a post saying like, oh, no worries, Jeffree Star is going to start giving away money in like 3, 2, 1. And of course, that is what Jeffree Star does because Jeffree Star's access to wealth has gotten him out of pretty much anything that has happened to him because people know that they can make money off of Jeffree Star. And why did I say in one of my main channels why cancel culture doesn't work? Cancel culture doesn't work because too many entities are involved in this person. Too many people have too much money invested in this person for them to ever stop giving money to this, for them to ever stop this train from moving. This train has to move regardless. It doesn't matter why. It doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter. This train must leave the station because too much money is in it. And that is where Jeffree Star finds himself right now. Jeffree Star has too much money backing him. He brings in too much money. And as far as cancel culture of a social media star goes, too many people are connected to Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star has done such a good job of connecting himself with people who aren't going to say anything about it. Jeffree Star prays on the weak. Jeffree Star prays on the weak. He did it to Tati. He did it to Trisha. He did it to Shane. He prays on the weak. He prays on people who feel like they can use him, who can use him for problem with social media is that these folks don't got no morals. These people don't care. These people just want their next buck. They want to stay relevant. No one wants to get a regular job. No one wants to go back to school. No one wants to even and no one wants to go against the Godfather. Jeffree Star is the Godfather of YouTube, and everything that happens runs through Jeffree Star. People go to Jeffree Star for his raggedy opinion. Like, who cares about Jeffree Star's opinion? But somehow Jeffree Star has become like the courts of YouTube, and we go to Jeffree Star to see who's right and who's wrong, and Jeffree Star relishes in that. He relishes in the fact that he is the end-all be-all of a lot of people's opinion. A lot of people don't like someone or do like someone when Jeffree Star says so. When Jeffree Star says jump, these people say how high. And Jeffree Star knows this. Jeffree Star knows this. And so that is how Jeffree Star has been able to get away with what he's been able to get away with. Now, I am going to go through all the things that Jeffree Star has been accused of, and you tell me, is there any ifs, ands, or buts if this man should still have the platform he has? Number one, he grooming minors. Him and his clan have been accused of grooming minors. Just this morning, I believe, or yesterday, Jeffree Star got accused of having sex with a man who was drunk. His friend, he's been involved in revenge porns. He's been involved with his friend, who his friend has been accused several times of having inappropriate activities with minors. So then Jeffree Star himself in the tweets. This is Jeffree Star's tweets about his ex-friend at the time. I'm going to speak the truth till I die. We saw his Twitter name was BotDF Music. Davey bring underage girls to his hotel room and do sexual things 100% illegal. Number one, why are you waiting till you guys are not friends to bring this out? But that is a Jeffree Star thing. Then he goes, Jeffree Star, I no longer support Davey on how disgusting Davey is. Touching children and enjoy the attention is evil. Fuck off, sicko. Then Jeffree Star then says, being on tour with that child fucker has made me see the truth. I regret even doing a song with that pig. R.I.P. because you'll never be me. Then Jeffree Star says, if you support that piece of shit, then unfollow me because you're supporting a child molestation, Davey. It's the lowest worth of scum I've ever met. Now, we can excuse, in a way, a little bit of him like at the time being on tour with Davey. Is that how he not pronounces his name? It's spelled D-A-H-V-I-E, so I'm assuming it's Davey, but like he'll make it hillbilly. Like I don't know. So we can excuse him being on tour because when it's the right time to speak up against someone, you just don't know when the right time is to speak up against. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes and why people don't speak up when things are happening. Sure, but we can't excuse you then doubling back and being friends with this man again. That is what we can't excuse. We can't excuse you putting out these tweets and saying what everyone is saying, that this man is doing inappropriate things with minors, and then now you're friends with him. It seems like you didn't care all along, but that is Jeffree Star's gimmick. That is Jeffree Star's shtick. He only cares when he's not friends with you anymore. Jeffree Star sees a moment and he jumps every single time. Every single time. That is why Jeffree Star does what he does. And then he likes to mold it and shape shift it into all of a sudden he cares so much about whatever the cause is. So even in this, I can't be on tour with a child molester, but you were on tour with a child molester. And I'm privy, by the way, all of this stuff is alleged. That's why I don't even want to break down how this could be true. Where there's smoke, there's fire for me. Like, I'm not even about to sit here and be like, it might not. Where there's smoke, there is fire, specifically in the Jeffree Star camp. So anyways, but I don't know none of this to be true. I am not a detective, like I say, not a drama channel. I am not in the game of doing detective work on what is true, what is not. My point is to point out the fraudulence that is Jeffree Star. So anyways, let's get back to the point. That's his game. He gets ammunition on you. He gets all this ammunition on you, and he uses it when it's going to benefit him. When it's going to benefit him, he uses all of this against you. And what happened? He probably got mad at Davey. Davy probably was just like, they got to arguing about whatever people argue about with Jeffree Star all the time. And so Jeffree Star knew this was his moment to highlight that Jeffree Star is bad. Davy is out here doing strange things with children. My thing is, I could say if this wasn't Jeffree Star's normal behavior, being friends with someone, knowing some dirt on that person, and then using that dirt to get back at them, if that wasn't his normal behavior, we could commend these tweets. We could say these tweets came from an honest and genuine place. But clearly they didn't, because you became friends with him again. You see how it can't come from an honest and genuine place because you became friends with him again? You became friends with him again. So how can you send out these tweets and then be friends with him, and now this same man got you back in some foolishness? But of course, Jeffree Star gets on his damage control. So once you open one can of worms, they just all come flying out. So once this happened, people dig further. They start digging further, and we find more dirt on Jeffree Star. We find his own shenanigans. People are accusing him of revenge porn. People are accusing him of date rape. Once again, don't know what's true, because I don't know. Will we ever know? Honestly, because Jeffree Star is going to lie as he does, and you'll never know. You will just never know what is the truth and what isn't the truth. So at the end of the day, who knows what is correct? So to make matters better, I guess, for Jeffree Star, I believe he decides to get on Chris Hansen's YouTube channel. Do you see the foolishness? Do you see the complete and utter foolishness? Why is he going on Chris Hansen's channel? Number one, why not do it on your channel? I find it really interesting that you're going to go on Chris Hansen's channel instead of yours, where all the views are, where all the views will get, people will see. And so he's going on Chris Hansen's channel, and he's making it joke. I feel like going on Chris Hansen's channel makes this one big joke, because you're going to go on the To Catch a Predator guy. Let's be clear. To Catch a Predator was not real journalism. The allure of To Catch a Predator, by the way, was comedy. Let's not pretend To Catch a Predator was really this place where predators were getting. It's a it's a comedy. It's like Cops. Cops is a comedy. It is a comedy show at the end of it. You watch Cops for the comedy. You are not watching it for the, you want something. You want Chris Hansen to walk in and say, "Hi, I'm Chris Hansen from To Catch a Predator," and you want to see the guy bolt out the back of the room. You don't care if justice has been served. You want to see the shenanigans. And so for Jeffree Star to go on Chris Hansen's channel, for what? It makes something that is actually very serious, into something Jeffree Star and his racism is obviously serious, but if everybody on YouTube racist, right? Everybody on YouTube racist. So to sit here and act like Jeffree Star is the first and last racist person on YouTube, no. No, and I won't die because Jeffree Star is racist. I live, right? I live in the end. But this messing with little children, it's no. This is not something you can shrug off. This is not something it's 10 years ago. It's not, no. This is real stuff that has happened, and it needs to be addressed. It needs to be properly addressed, and it's not going to, because Jeffree Star has so much control over his empire. He has so much control over everything that happened. What is it going to take for y'all to stop being fans of him? What is it going to take for y'all to realize, hey, I don't want to support this man anymore? I don't think it's ever going to happen. Y'all like him. Y'all like him a lot, and I don't think it's ever going to happen, but I don't under why. It's the why for me. Why not? So then let's get into the obvious hypocrisy when it comes to James Charles. Need we forget a year ago? Need we forget a year ago when Jeffree Star, unprovoked, went on his which is his Twitter, and called Jeffree Star a predator. He attacked a 19-year-old kid for being a predator with no that to this day, Jeffree Star has yet to pull one single receipt that proves James Charles to be a predator. Not one single receipt to prove James Charles to be a predator. It hasn't happened. I'm waiting for the receipts. We all are waiting for the receipts. Even when he did that stupid documentary with Shane Dawson, he tried to make it seem like he then had receipts that he does not have. There are none. There are no receipts that prove James Charles to be a predator. And I am here to tell you, if we're going to play the predator game, let's say Jeffree Star does have receipts, like that James Charles is he's turning straight, guys. Like he's a whole Joe Exotic out here. Which, lo and behold, remember when I made that connection to Jeffree Star and Joe Exotic? Lo and behold, who was right? Who was right? So let's say that he does have receipts. If we're playing the who's the worst predator, it's you and your camp. It's you and the people you hang out with. That is 10 times worse. 10 times worse. But you had the audacity to point the finger at a 19-year-old kid. You had the audacity to point the finger at him because you were upset. Jeffree Star does things out of sheer upsetness. Sheer upsetness is why Jeffree Star does any of the things that he does. He is upset, and he wants everyone to know that he is upset. And that is why he does what he does. It's nothing more, it's nothing less, except the fact he is upset. James Charles was that guy. Him saying those things about James Charles made James Charles lose 3 million subscribers. Gained them all back, but that's just the power of James Charles, I guess. Here's my thing. Imagine being 19-year-old James Charles and Jeffree Star with his millions of slaves come after you, calling you a predator, and this man is in their 30s. Like, that's what I don't think people understand. The game ain't fair. Jeffree Star has been doing this for so long. Let's be clear. Some of these tweets and these accusations are from 10 years ago. He's been playing the game for so long. How do you keep up? How do you keep up with what this man is doing? You don't. I feel bad for James Charles, but at least James Charles is vindicated, because at the end of the day, Jeffree Star won't be affected by any of this. Jeffree Star is out of the running of ever getting something real or substantial out. He's always going to be a social media star. Jeffree Star is just always going to be a social media star. He's never going to get this huge empire that leaves the social media space, the internet space, because of how problematic he is. Like, he's done things he can't recover from. Like, he can't recover from all the accusations. It's just the simple fact that why is he even still able to have this platform? It's what's baffling to me. And I do find it corny when people go back and find old tweets and take them out of context. I find that corny. But you can't argue with this. You can't argue with what you call Jack Young. You can't argue with some of the things that he's done. You can't. Yet people will try. People will sit there and debate you up and down. They will, but it's just like, what are you debating? What are you debating at this point? Like, he's despicable. He is despicable. And of course, all of this is alleged. Who knows what's real? Who knows what's fake? There's a truth in the middle. There's a truth in the middle. More so leaning on probably the sides of the people who are dragging Jeffree Star, period. But it's all mess. It's all one big mess. Anyways, that's the end of this video. I'm sure there's more. I was trying to weave through, because every day something new coming out. Every day something new coming out about all of this. So I was trying to weave through and see what was real, what was fake. But anyways, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and you will see me in a podcast in 2 days. You'll hear me in a podcast in 2 days. So